Hello epic viewers from around the multiverse, prepare to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today another riveting cat-fitting stellar review video is about to be brought to fruition. What items will I be reviewing? Without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now. Today I'm going to be reviewing the quintessential Marvel Legends and DC Universe Classics action figure lot of 2016. Unfortunately, this lot has been delisted and is no longer rendered available for purchase via eBay. The seller desisted from keeping this lot up on eBay. Maybe he sold it via offline, maybe he sold it through another medium. Who the shell knows? The situation is an enigma, at least it is to me anyways, but maybe you know what transpired in his life. Unfortunately, a lot can no longer be purchased, but at one point you could have availed yourself of the opportunity to procure roughly 700 Marvel Legends and DC Universe Classics action figures for a grand total of $13,200. So for roughly $18.86 per figure, when you divvy up the cost of the lot among every figure, the deal is not abysmal at all. The lot consisted of Marvel Legends, action figures, DC Universe Classics action figures, and of course action figures derived from the Spider-Man Classics action figure line. You also has some DC Universe signature action figures that were released in recent years. So this lot is just stupendous. It's incredible. You get a plethora of robust, intricate, state-of-the-art, novel, exquisite, remarkable, extraordinary figurines. I love their paint applications. I love their aesthetics. I love their hues. I love their textures. I love their details. I love their deco. These figurines have tight joints. They have ample points of articulation. Some of them are more intricate than others. Some of them are far more meritorious than others, but nearly all these figurines have merit in their own right. So let's delve into this. If you were to buy all these figurines individually, then you would pay well over $20 for the average figurine in this lot. This lot is also comprised of Build-A-Figures, which sell for hefty, steep, exorbitant prices by themselves. Now, the only downside with this lot is that you have to purchase a plethora of Iron Mans and a plethora of Hulk figurines, and for someone who doesn't like purchasing variants, it may not be the best investment in the world, and that may agitate you if you have to allocate your money and earmark your money towards purchasing variants of one character or relatively few characters just to be able to purchase a lot if the seller refuses to split the lot. So I'm not content with purchasing 30 disparate versions of Iron Man. I'm not content with purchasing over 8 versions of the Hulk that are slightly disparate from one another. They have their subtleties, they have their nuances, but they're mostly homogeneous to one another. I mean, they're all green, they all possess physical prowess, they all have large muscles, they all are burly, they have eminently defined muscle tones, so they look akin to one another. I just don't like it when my money's earmarked towards purchasing variants of characters that I already possess in action figure form when they could otherwise be purchasing characters that I don't possess. So that's one of my gripes, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. I mean, if you love Spider-Man, if you love Iron Man, if you love the Hulk, then you'll have no qualms with, I should say you'll have no qualms about purchasing multiple variants of Spider-Man, Hulks, and that sounded dreadful. Let me just refine that and revamp that one final time. I apologize, I'm dehydrated and famished, and I'm on the cusp of passing out, but you have no qualms about purchasing multiple variants of Iron Man, Hulk, and Spider-Man if you relish those characters in all facets. That also sounded uncanny and awkward, but let's just move on. But the main selling point of the slot is that you were able to obtain the Build-A-Figures, and it's not inundated with a preponderance of Hasbro Marvel Legends figurines. Obviously, the Hasbro Marvel Legends figurines can hold a candle to the Toy Biz Marvel Legends figurines, but at least your hard-earned money is not going towards mostly purchasing Hasbro Marvel Legends figurines if you were to have bought this lot when it was available on eBay. So these figurines are practically unscathed. Unfortunately, they're open, so they're no longer mint on card. They may have minor scuffs, they may have minor dings, dents, or scratches, but it doesn't really mar their appearance, at least as far as I can tell when they're illuminated. When you scrutinize them up close, you shouldn't really notice any major flaws, so they don't really have any salient flaws. A lot of them lack finger joint articulation, but they also have fisted hands for the most part. Some of them may only have one fisted hand, but it's not the end of the world because their hands could be obscured by other figures being positioned in front of them, and their hands could be oriented in nearly any direction that you see fit if they have finger joint articulation, so that's always a nice novelty. But I just love this lot so much because you get nearly all the Marvel Legends action figures, you get nearly all the DC Universe Classics action figures, and the figurines are just stupendous. They're elegant, they're robust, they're intricate, they're novel, they're just meritorious, and they're just high quality. I love the Build-A-Figures. I love Darkseid, I love Galactus, I love MODOK, I love Mojo, I love the Brew Queen, I love the Hydra Soldiers. And then you get Marvel Selects figures such as Lady Death and Thranos. You get the Kingpin. He's a Toy Biz Marvel Legends action figure. I mean, you really can't go wrong purchasing this lot. These figures trump the DC Direct figures in my opinion, and the Toy Biz Marvel Legends figures trump the Hasbro Marvel Legends figures in my opinion, and you're getting figurines sculpted by the Four Horsemen Studios Corporation, so they always deliver, and they always meet their consumers' expectations, so you won't be disappointed if you buy this lot, unless you expect something more than what appears in front of you. But anyone who's a devout, avid Marvel Universe fan, or a devout, avid DC Universe fan, will truly relish these figurines. They're just exquisite. Unfortunately, some of them lack diaphragm joints, some of them lack finger joint articulation, some of them lack double jointed knees, some of them lack double jointed elbows, but irrespective of their shortcomings, they still have tremendous merit. When you take everything into account, the slot is just stupendous, and I imagine that if you purchased these figures individually, you would likely be paying well over $20,000 for the lot. So it's unfortunate that this lot is no longer purchasable via eBay, but hopefully it will re-emerge on eBay in the pending future. And even if you have to buy variants to procure the other figurines in the lot, it's still a worthwhile purchasing decision, because even if you were to omit the variants from the lot, if you were to exclude them from the lot completely, it's still cheaper to purchase all these figurines as a totality, as an aggregate, consolidated in a lot, than it otherwise would be to purchase these figurines individually. So this is the best Marvel Legends and DC Universe Classics action figure lot of 2016. And if you could find one that trumps this one in terms of intrinsic value, then please let me know. But I feel as though you gain the most bang for your buck with this lot, at least as an eBay action figure lot. So this lot depicts perfection, and too bad I could not afford to purchase it, because if I could have afforded to purchase it I would have. But those are the repercussions appertaining to not being wealthy. So it is what it is, but hopefully I'll be able to procure all these figurines in the pending future, even if it takes me decades or eons. So I hope that you deemed this video to be insightful and stupendous. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.